You see the title. You see the title. Here we go again. I know people are sick and tired of me talking about this on this channel. I know you're tired of it, but this is a brand new video. It was released 2 days ago, and I'm literally at work, working right now. I work as the IT support specialist. I work remote right now, but I'm doing my thing, and I just saw this video on YouTube, and I just thought this would be an interesting thing to talk about. But what I'm gonna do is play the video and react to it at the same time. I only see maybe like 20 something seconds of it max, but yeah, I'm just gonna react to the video and kind of go from there. Again, this is a hot topic of the doom and gloom, for the software engineer, and so much hype, so much hype. So let me stop talking and just press play and begin this video. All right, here we go.
For years, being a software developer was considered the best job in the U.S.
U.S. News and World Report is out with its annual ranking of best jobs, and for the first time in 3 years, a healthcare job does not top the list. Software developer came in at #1.
A lot of them in the healthcare profession, but software developer nabbed #1.
Exorbitant salaries, travel stipends, and flexible working hours made it seem like a dream job. But that era seems to have come to an end.
And then over time, we'll get to the point where a lot of the code in our apps and including the AI that we generate is actually going to be built by AI engineers instead of people engineers.
About one.
And when you hear that, when you hear Mark say that, that very much does get people, scared, right? By him saying AI is going to replace the human engineer, that very much does get people talking instantly. Now, I don't think this is true 100% because I just do not believe that there is ever going to be a point where we will see the human engineer becomes extinct. I think that is silly. Now, some will lose their jobs, obviously, that's fact, but to just replace them entirely, it's almost ridiculous. So
0.5 million. That was the number of software developers in the United States in 2019. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, this number was expected to grow by 22% until 2029. But the rapid advancement of AI in recent years was not anticipated. As of 2025, not only have the job positions for software developers not increased, but
also I'll leave the link down below to watch this video if you have any interest in watching it on your own time.
they have actually decreased.
Another round of layoffs in the tech sector. Microsoft announcing it is laying off about 5% of its workforce.
Meta, owner of Facebook, is trimming 5% of its workforce.
Alphabet is the latest tech giant to trim thousands of jobs.
Over 110,000 software developers have been laid off globally. This data reflects the continuation of a concerning trend in the tech sector, where layoffs have been significant in recent times. Software developers now find themselves in a highly competitive environment where innovation and adaptability are no longer just advantages, but basic requirements to survive in the job market.
Let me say this real quick. So I put blame on a lot of content creators as well on why this is happening. Now, what I mean by that is I remember a time where I would see so many TikTok videos where people are posting their day in the life as a software engineer. I would see videos where people are just hanging out, playing ping pong, not really working. And if they were, they're not really posting that, but just posting the most luxurious part of being a software engineer. 6-figure pay, making all this money, traveling, they live in New York, some really big city, LA, Miami, and just posting how awesome life is as an engineer. I'm sure there's more to the story in terms of being an engineer, meaning this luxury lifestyle of just doing whatever you want was not true. And a lot of people will see this and they want that same lifestyle, not realizing it's just an act. It's all for show. It's not true. So I do put blame on that kind of stuff as well, because everyone saw this and got tricked. But that's social media. You think this is true, but it's really this. You know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense.
Leading companies, which once represented the dream of any software professional, have begun massive restructuring. Meta, for example, announced the elimination of 16,000 jobs as part of its focus on artificial intelligence, a technology that is redefining market demands. So is this the end of software developers? And what is their future in the workforce?
It's not the end of them. This is kind of hyped up a little bit. This video is a little too hyped up. Very doom and gloom, and That's what it feels like to me when I watch this video so far. It's very, very doom and gloom.
For years, software developers were considered one of the key components of the tech sector. From the late 1990s until the early 2020s, the demand for these professionals grew exponentially. In 2000, the world was just beginning to experiment with the internet, and the need to create new applications and web services skyrocketed the hiring of programmers. By 2015, software development had become a high-demand field, and universities and technical schools were filled with students interested in pursuing this career. However, as artificial intelligence advanced by leaps and bounds, especially in recent years, the landscape began to change. In 2020, companies like Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI began developing AI models which could generate code almost autonomously.
ChatGPT. Maybe you've heard of it. If you haven't, then get ready, because this promises to be the viral sensation that could completely reset how we do things.
Listen, this video really, it really is pushing shock value vibes here right now. It really does give that kind of vibe of shocking, situation that took place. 16,000 layoffs. I'm sure they were not all engineers, and I'm not here backing. I'm not trying to choose sides here, but I like to be realistic. When I hear those kind of numbers, 16,000, 20,000, I just can't really accept that those are all engineers that got laid off. That's just my opinion.
It is the embryonic version of online artificial intelligence, the early frontrunner that reportedly has just secured a $10 billion shot in the arm from Microsoft.
This advancement was a sign that AI could take over many of the tasks that were previously reserved for human developers. The year 2023 marked a turning point in the industry. Tools like GitHub Copilot, powered by OpenAI, began assisting developers by generating complete code snippets with just a few lines of input.
And I'm so excited to show you how Microsoft 365 Copilot is coming to life in the products millions of people use and rely on every day.
Although initially these tools were seen as helpful add-ons, it didn't take long for experts to realize their potential to replace human jobs in programming. Companies began reducing their software development staff due to AI's ability to perform the work with less human intervention. By 2025, many sectors of the tech industry were already in the midst of a radical transformation. A study in 2024 revealed that 32% of tech companies had already implemented AI tools to automate programming tasks. Large companies...
So I won't lie to you. At my job right now, we did lay off pretty much all of our junior software engineers. We laid off a lot of these people. And I'll be real with you. I'm sure they were laid off because of what happened back in 2020. Like most companies, they had hired so many people at that time, and once everything went back to normal, now you've seen the layoffs. The thing is, we don't need that many people on the floor, and I'm sure that's what most corporations are doing as well. They don't have to have that many people on the floor, and it's expensive to hire people. It costs a lot of money to hire someone. I run a small business myself. I know how expensive it could be as a small business owner. So I cannot imagine a corporation. But the point is, they hired so many people that they didn't really have to at that time. And now they're seeing the layoffs are happening. They don't need that many people working on the floor. That's just how business works. So to cut costs, layoffs are going to be a solution.
Companies like Meta, Google, and Amazon are massively adopting AI to write code, test software, and maintain systems, leading to a drastic decrease in the demand for traditional developers. In 2025, Meta laid off more than 10,000 employees, of which approximately 15% were software engineers, as part of a restructuring aimed at integrating more AI-based tools. In February 2025, Workday laid off 1,750 employees, approximately 8.5% of its global workforce.
Salesforce and Cruise and Workday announced they're going to make cuts.
An analysis indicated that the adoption of AI in its software development process contributed to these layoffs. In January 2025, Salesforce eliminated more than 1,000 jobs, with a 15% reduction in its software engineering team.
Can we just confirm that AI is just here to help, not replace? I mean, I'm not really hearing that in this video. That's what I'm saying. This is very doom and gloom. We use AI at my job. We do. We use things to automate, something that's repetitive, right? And the thing is, that's really the purpose of using a machine. It's just to help, but not to replace. So I'm not hearing that too much in this video. That's why I'm like, this really comes off as, a lot of hype, a lot of doom and gloom. I keep saying that because that's what it feels like. The end of the software engineer. Yeah.
Citing the efficiency of AI tools.
Salesforce, they're cutting more than 1,000 jobs, and instead they're going to hire salespeople to sell their artificial intelligence products.
Moreover, layoffs of these professionals are not limited to tech companies, but are occurring across all types of businesses. 45% of non-tech companies plan to replace part of their development teams with AI technologies in the next 3 to 5 years. Layoffs of software engineers, once newsworthy due to their rarity, have now become a constant. For example, Meta laid off thousands of employees in 2025, citing the integration of AI tools to optimize their workflow. Artificial intelligence is transforming programming, allowing people with no prior knowledge to create lines of code for complex applications and games using natural language instructions. But there's a problem. All that work that was previously done by software developers can now be performed by AI, meaning this technology has already taken away hundreds of thousands of jobs and will continue to do so in the coming decades.
I think this is true and also false. Now, I think it is true that people will be phased out. And the people I think who are going to be phased out are entry levels, junior engineers. That's being phased out. I can see that being a possibility. Just the way the title of the video is very clickbaity. It really is. Because this AI is not going to replace the super knowledge engineer. That's who built it. You know what I mean? So, man, some things are true, some things are just like, I don't really agree with that.
If the pace of technological advancement remains so fast, many tasks that previously required entire teams of developers can now be handled by automated systems. Additionally, companies are looking to reduce costs and increase efficiency, which leads to the elimination of staff whose roles can be replaced or outsourced.
Think ChatGPT. It can help you with your homework, and it can help businesses save billions.
This technology can boost productivity over time by over $230 billion.
This, combined with the fact that companies have shifted their priorities to cost reduction, has led to the rapid growth of tech companies during the last decade, hiring large teams without fully considering long-term sustainability. Now, with a more uncertain economic landscape, organizations are adjusting their structures and eliminating roles considered non-essential.
Listen, I don't think the job of engineer is only coding. They do so much more than just coding. And this video is not saying that. This is why I'm like, this comes off as hype. AI is going to replace the engineer. I mean, that's really what they're pushing here. And I'm not hearing that, and which is true. The engineer does way more than just coding. They're not just coding all day. There's more to their job besides that. So for them not to really disclose that part of the job duty of an engineer, it does come off as very doom and gloom. And yeah, I think this is really helping to help sell something than really put out valid information. If that makes any sense. It feels like they're trying to sell something by putting out this kind of video, so corporations can see AI is going to be this big thing. Go buy some kind of AI chat box or agent for your company. It feels like that, man. I mean, I could be wrong completely. That's just my opinion. But when I see these kind of videos, very doom and gloom type vibe, to me, their real agenda is trying to sell something by putting this kind of information out there. So.
On one hand, the advancement of such technologies allows for increased efficiency and productivity in businesses, but it comes at the cost of eliminating jobs for software developers. Despite automation, human experience remains crucial. Developers now focus more on strategic tasks, such as system architecture, solution integration, and overseeing AI tools. Moreover, creativity and the ability to solve complex problems remain indispensable human skills. Collaboration between humans and machines has created an environment where AI becomes a tool that enhances the developer's capabilities, rather than completely replacing them. This phenomenon does not signify the total end of software developers, but it does mark a significant change. Developers must now adapt and learn how to work alongside AI, taking on more strategic and supervisory roles, while repetitive and basic tasks are increasingly automated.
I agree.
The profession, though still relevant, faces an uncertain future where the ability to interact with AI systems may become more important than in-depth knowledge of traditional programming languages.
All right, so the ending made sense to me. I'm glad they said that. You know, like the role of engineer is much more than just coding, but being involved with other things. That's something I very much agree with 100%, because their job is not just coding all day. I'm not an engineer, but I work with these people. I went to school with some of these people, meaning in coding boot camp. I've spoken to senior engineers. They know way more than just coding all day, man. So that's why I'm just talking about this. I've been around these individuals. But the video is doom and gloom. The video is very, very doom and gloom, 100%. Very hyped, right? Very software engineers. It's entertaining, right? It's entertainment to me more than factual. Some things made sense, but it's more purely entertainment. So I can't speak for you, but for me, I take this video more as entertainment than something that's factual. It's just my opinion. However, I do think AI, automation, robots will replace not just software engineers, but a lot more other job, titles. Cashier, a data clerk engineer, someone that gives tickets to people when they buy a ticket to go see a concert. That job is going away. When was the last time you bought a ticket from a human being? Like, that doesn't exist anymore, right? You buy tickets online. So those jobs are gone, literally. Jobs at a post office, that's going away soon too. So these jobs, not just a software engineer, but a lot other jobs are going to be replaced by a machine. Things evolve and become better. That's just how life is. But the video to me is doom and gloom. It is very hyped up. Some things made sense, but a lot of things do not make sense to me. Just my opinion. Listen, feel free to contact me on LinkedIn, my other social channels. I'll leave everything in the box below this video. Everything is down there to connect with me elsewhere besides YouTube. My name is Ariel the Juice. Hope this video was entertaining, because that's what it really was for me. And yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out.